Hey guys, it is Tuesday, November 18th, and by now you should have your bell work finished and graded and hopefully put up. I need you to turn in your progress reports um, from Friday that I handed you. If you didn't get one because you were gone, they're in the green file folder. They're right by the door. You can go ahead and get yours. If they're signed by your parents, go ahead and turn those in the inbox and get out your homework 3-1. We're going to grade it. And then I want you to turn that in when we're done. Okay, so we're going to grade 3-1. We're going to start with the skills practice side. And we're going to talk about all planes that are parallel to plane DEF. Well, DEF is right here. It's this back, or DEH, it's this back part right here. So the only plane that's parallel to that right now is BCG, or you might call it BFG. So plane BFG is the correct answer. All segments that are parallel to AB, there's several here. So AB is here. Segment EF is parallel. Segment DC is parallel. And segment HG is parallel. Then we also have all segments that intersect with GH. So GH is right here. We're wanting segments that intersect. So we've got GC, HD, HD, EH, FG, all of those intersect with GH. Then all segments that are skew to CD. So here's CD. Remember, skew is not coplanar and does not intersect. So this one is coplanar. These intersect. These intersect. This one's parallel, so it's coplanar. This one's on the same plane. So the only one we have here would be EF, FG. That should be it. EF and FG. Okay, so now we're going to classify these. And angle 4 and angle 5 are going to be consecutive interior. Angle 5 and 11, angle 5 and 11 are going to be alternate exterior. Angle 4 and 6 are alternate interior. Angle 7 and 9 will be alternate interior. Angles 2 and 8 are alternate exterior. 3 and 6 are consecutive interior. 1 and 9 are corresponding. 3 and 9 are alternate interior. 6 and 12 are alternate exterior. And 7 and 11 would be corresponding. Okay, this last part in here, we're going to identify the transversal connecting the pairs. This is a line, and we're going to classify a relationship between the pairs. So angle 4 and angle 10, the transversal is line G, and they are alternate interior angles. Angle 2 and 12 is also line G, and those are going to be alternate exterior. Then line 7 and 3, or angle 7 and 3, the transversal here is line J, and they are going to be corresponding. Angle 13 and 10 are going to be on transversal line K, and they are consecutive interior. Angles 8 and 14 are going to be on transversal H, and they are alternate interior. And angles 6 and 14 are on transversal line H as well, and they are corresponding. Okay, so hopefully by now we have our iNotebooks out and we have all of our papers turned in and we're ready to get going. So we talked about all of these different angle relationships that happen when you have two parallel lines and a transversal. So we're going to work with those today by starting by looking at this. And this example says find y if the measure of angle 3 equals 4x, or 4y plus 30, and the measure of angle 7 equals 7y plus 6. So don't forget, we always have to look and find out what exactly we're looking for. Are we looking for an angle measurement, or are we looking for a variable? Here we're looking for a variable. So the next thing that we have to figure out, and I told you guys that all of these angle measurements are really cool because either they're congruent or they're supplementary. So we're looking at angle 3 and we're looking at angle 7. So these two types of angles are what kind of angles? If you said alternate interior, you're right, and alternate interior are congruent angles. So we know that this has to equal this. So we're going to set these equal to each other. And then you'll solve it from there to find out what y equals. Go ahead and pause and work this through, and we'll see if you're right here in a minute. Okay, so when I did it, I worked it out, and I got y equals 8. I hope you got the same answer. So here's another example. We're going to work this one through. So go ahead and pause and see if you can figure it out, and then turn me back on when you have the correct answer, and we'll see if ours match. So let's see if you guys did it right. So I have measure of angle 5 is 68 degrees. So measure of angle 5 is 68 degrees. And the measure of angle 3 is 3y minus 2. Now these are consecutive interior angles, so they have to be supplementary, so they're going to equal 180. So if we set this to 180, it will be 3y minus 2 plus 68. Is going to equal 180. If we combine like terms, we have 3y plus 66 equals 180. Subtract 66 from both sides, and we end up with 3y equals 114. Divide that by 3, and that would be 3 and 2 would be 8. So y equals 38. Is that what you got? Okay, so there's also something special that happens when you have perpendicular lines. And we can either prove perpendicular transversals, or we can prove that all of them are 90-degree angles just simply by proving that they are perpendicular transversals. So we know if you have perpendicular lines, they're going to all be 90 degrees. So if you have if we have 90-degree angles on each of the transversal, we know that all 8 angles are going to be 90 degrees, so therefore angle T would have to be a perpendicular transversal to line A and line B. So you can prove it either way, either with if the lines are parallel, then line A is perpendicular to line T, then line B will be perpendicular to line T as well if they're all 90-degree angles. So just another theorem for your handbook. This is already in your handbook, and we're going to move on. Okay, so it looks like this is where we're stopping for 2-4. So we're ready for, or I'm sorry, 3-4. So we're ready for 3-5. So we're going to stop here, and here is your homework assignment for 3-4. And you're going to have the rest of the hour to work on this. Then you also have an additional assignment that's not going to be due until Friday that I'm going to go ahead and give you. And it's kind of a review assignment as well to go through slope and finding equations of lines and how do you find slope if you have 2 coordinate points and that sort of thing. You have all of that information already in your iNotebook that was in Unit 0, but you're also going to be able to review those. So here are your 2 homework assignments. Okay, so your homework assignment that's going to be due on Wednesday, you are going to be doing workbook 2-3, skills practice, which you guys will have to go get the red books out of the cabinet. You guys know where they are. And that's going to look like this. You're only doing the skills practice side. There's 22 questions. Most of them should be fairly easy. Shouldn't take you too awful long. When you are finished with that, you can either start working on page 224 to 226. This is going to be due Friday before the test, but you guys are going to have some time in class to work on it as well. Don't forget that Thursday you have a vocab test, your vocab test for this unit. Don't forget to do Quizlet. Remember that Quizlet's worth some extra credit points, and it's a really great way to help you study. After the last test, we definitely need those extra credit points. We definitely need to be studying as well. And I also wanted to remind you that the online quizzes are up. You should be getting a study guide today, but don't forget that the study guides are also online. There's the jumping kitty for the snow day on Monday, yay. There's a link to Quizlet. You have a link to the study guide. The answers to the study guide are also online. In addition to that, you also have 5 extra credit quizzes that you can be working on as well. Remember, I either have to have the actual quizzes themselves, the scores, or you can screenshot your results and you can email me those to me as well. So there they are right there, and they're up right now. Your study guide is another link to the study guide. Don't forget, vocab test is on Thursday, so study, study, study. Get your homework done for this evening, and we will talk to you tomorrow, and we'll go over Unit 3-5. See you guys later. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.